I think I'd like to see a Pacific region where Pacific Island governments and communities are leading their own development, where they're making faster progress in translating the strength in their own natural and human resources into better services for their people, taking advantage of a region which is more highly integrated and connected, where people have got the opportunity to have the skills which are recognised in the region and to be able to live and work and make a contribution in their own communities. And for the future, I think that means looking at things like the cost of service delivery, facilitating linkages in the region. And I think I have to say, as given where I come from, a smaller role for aid in the future.
I see the Pacific in the next 30 years one which will be highly integrated among themselves through communication strategies, ICT, transport, aviation, and not only integrating among themselves, but highly integrated with Australia and New Zealand. Australia and New Zealand are the two richest neighbours for the Pacific, and they're likely to remain so for the next 30 or 40 years. And I think the integration amongst the Pacific Island countries will provide them with opportunities to address some of the challenges of isolation, challenges for opening up and benefiting from the international and global markets.
Agriculture is something which I think is a good example of somewhere we need to try and work on the local private sector and be very careful about, there's all these issues of food security, food sovereignty. The Pacific is one of the areas with some of the highest, obesity rates in the world, that kind of thing. It's a huge health problem in the Pacific, is imported food. And that's the reality. People are dying from lower prices for imported food, which aren't contributing really anything to quality of life. So why are we going down that road? Why don't we try and develop local food industries based on nutritional food that we have grown for centuries and we know how to prepare and use?
Of course, growth is not an be-all and end-all. And of course, growth is just one part of an overall development agenda. Growth is important because you need financing for human development. You need financing for health, for education. You need financing to get those unskilled people to acquire those skills and to be able to choose exactly what was said, to choose whether to go to the cash economy and to choose to sell their know-how, whether it is quote unquote in-house or to go abroad, and to instill another dynamic in the economy of a particular country. So I don't see growth and human development as antinomic. They are part and parcel of an overall comprehensive development framework, to go back to an old bank concept. So in that sense, I think we all agree on where our development agenda should be going.
We need to maintain our traditional economy because it's the only thing that's kept us going all these thousands of years. We've just entered this cash economy and we can see what it does in other countries. Lots of dangers. We need to, that's our security, right? Maintaining it. And the way to do it is by maintaining customary land ownership. That's the basis. Customary land ownership is the basis of the traditional economy, because the traditional economy is a bad way to say it, really, because it's a tradition-based economy, but the way it's run is by modern people, right? We're living today, we're running it, we're using mobile phones and stuff, but it's based on a customary land base, which is owned in a communal way. So we need to amend our laws, which is what we're trying to do in Vanuatu. That's our political agenda. Amend our laws so that they reflect and protect that capacity to have customary land, but have it in a way that customary groups like tribes, clans, can then make decisions and interact with the cash economy, because we need the cash economy. I mean, there's no question about that. It's not either or, as you were saying, but it's more have a base and then build upon that base and build upon those strengths we already have. And the issue with land, why I refer to land, because the alienation of land from customary land ownership is the way in which you have cash economy development at the expense of the traditional economy. So if you are able to safeguard that customary land and have cash economy development on top of that, then you have both.